So now why we're here today, why these people are come out here today, that because that due to things what is going on. Because the board of directors, the part of the board, and they removed me as the chairperson of it. So now we have an attorney, so we went and do a media sit around the table. So we discussed about it so that they could give me, so they could bring me back and put me in the post as a chairperson.
So why did they remove you from the board?
Well, they said that I am doing wrong, I am not doing work with them good, and I do things ways they don't like. But I'm not working different thing on what they don't like. I always meet with them, and I told them what need to be done, and they just meet by themselves and they write a letter and they write a note telling me that I no longer be part of the chairperson of the board because they told me that I out of mind and a lot of these things. So we went, as we do the election, so we send in application in Belmopan. So we send it in, we wait for a week or two, so then we get back the reply. Then here is the certificate. It's the company proof that we are the board. When we come to them and tell them about hand over all documents to us, they refuse. Yeah. So that's why I say what they are doing, it's wrong because they are trying to reject the people. Even right now they are saying if they do have the AGM today and they will elect themselves to be just the 5 people will own the radio station. So these people here, they are no longer be part of the radio station. So that was the bad news what the pastors, the leaders, what they get. That's why they come out. That's why this was the day that they come out and they voice their opinion.
I served for 8 years as secretary of the radio station and for 3 years as vice president of the radio station. I was there from the inception of the station. The whole purpose and reason that this station was installed and we got a license for it so that the pastors in Toledo could have a voice, so that they could have a avenue to preach their message in Quechua and in Mopan and in Garifuna and in our local languages. And so the radio station actually was formed for the pastors of Toledo. It ran well for about 15 years. The pastors and the people of Toledo are what and who kept this station on the air. Every year we would have what we call radiothon, and they would bring in chickens, they would bring in pig, they would bring in their produce, and we sell it, and that is what kept the station on the air. All right, when we registered the station, we have bylaws as well as we have the articles of association. And it says very clearly that every year there should be an annual general meeting where the officers of the radio station are elected. We have had that with no problems for 15 years. We've just done it every year, and we have lists. For me being secretary, I have all the paperwork right here. There are members that show up and they vote. In fact, the same members that showed up to vote in that group that's causing the trouble right now, they are not even over there voting again. And they were here voting for them. They were members, all right? And so we have over 100 and some members of Toledo Christian Radio. I'm not talking about the directors. We only have 5 directors, but I'm talking about the membership of the radio. And the membership of the radio is what dictates and vote in the directors every year. So what we see here this morning, unfortunately, is what happens in the corporate world all the time. We have what we call hostile takeover. And this is a hostile takeover, but in a Christian environment, which should never happen. All right? So what happened is, I believe the president shared with you already that for 3 years, we've had no annual general meeting. COVID was blamed, and we could understand that. All right? But the chairman and the president, after COVID finished, called an annual general meeting. And because of him calling that meeting, he was deemed that he was unfit. He was of an unsound mind and was removed as chairman. And then they set a date for the annual general meeting. Well, the president went along with their date and brought out all the members of the radio station, but they failed to show up. But they went ahead and had an annual general meeting. The minutes were taken. A new board was elected, and it was submitted to the company registered. And I believe he showed you that they are the new board registered in Belmopan, right? And so the sad part about it is Christians should never reach this place where we're fighting over a radio station that actually belongs to the people. So I was asked to come out here this morning because I represent all the churches here as the president of the association, and also because of my past experience of serving 11 years on the board, and we never had these problems.
And so therefore we are here, along with all these people here that you're seeing, to go against what they are doing. They are saying that they only need 18 people to re-elect them, or to elect them as the new board of directors, which we don't agree. As according to the president of the Pastor Association, he said we have many members that have been already registered, which they are rejecting now. So that's why we call all these people now to show that we do not accept, or we are not in agreement to what they are doing. They are going against the bylaws of the radio. So we all agree to that, people. We are against that.
I'm here because I believe in honesty. I believe in truth. What we are seeing here now is things that are not going right. We have the group there that are not doing the work of God right. So that's why I'm here, for truth and honesty.
Well, I came here today, this morning, to observe what's happening, which is, I disagree with it. One thing I have a concern about it. We call this as a Toledo Christian Radio. If we never did organize on the 22nd of January, we will still don't aware if we didn't anything to do with the radio. Until lately we find out from the alliance saying that we do not have a say, or the various churches do not have a say into the radio. So that only 5% or 8% whatsoever that were managing the radio right now, they are the only person that are managing. So why they still have Toledo Christian Radio? That's the question I have.
Today is supposed to be our AGM meeting,
Okay.
and we has already was announcing and requesting that we invite the membership of Toledo Christian Radio, and the membership is the one that has this. If you do not have this, you cannot vote. All right, the understanding that the people don't have, if you don't have this, you cannot vote. All right. Second is that they can support the radio, but they are not part of the radio. A supporter is not a part of the radio. Remember, is they who own the radio is the one that being members of the radio. Members of the radio is the one that have a voice and can speak. They can vote, and they are part of the radio. Those people who are just giving away troubles, they are not part of the radio.
So how many registered members of Toledo Christian Radio?
We have 23 in all. 23 membership of the radio station. Only 23 persons can vote to be members of the radio, Toledo Christian Radio.
Since when that was established as
This
the bylaw?
this year is established. The bylaws was from the very beginning, but those who were in the beginning, they never follow the laws of the government.
Were they informed? Well,
They knew from the very beginning. You know what I mean? They knew. Everybody knows. Then guys don't understand that we go by the bylaws. We are not just doing things on your own.
Okay.
We follow the bylaws. That's why we were telling them.